The Golden State Warriors look like a different team every time they play. But the Warriors team looks like it's run by two people so far this season, Steph Curry and Buddy Hield. I want to look at the first game real quick. The Warriors season opener was an absolute showcase of their new depth, offensive firepower, and defensive tenacity. They walked into Portland and delivered a dominant 140-104 victory over the Trailblazers. The Dubs didn't just win, they set the tone for the season, logging their biggest season opener margin of victory ever with a jaw-dropping 36-point lead. It was a statement game, and the roster is looking fierce. Starting off, Buddy Hield made his Warriors debut unforgettable. He dropped 22 points and hit 5 three-pointers. Right out of the gate, Hield showed why he's such a valuable pickup for the Warriors this season. Despite missing their first 9 field goals and 10 three-point attempts, the Warriors flipped the switch, largely thanks to Hield's game-changing performance off the bench. His second three-pointer capped off a crucial 12-1 run, giving the Warriors a 21-19 lead and igniting the team's offense. By halftime, Hield had already drained 4 threes and led the team with 14 points, single-handedly pushing the momentum. Then there's Steph Curry. Not only was he efficient with 17 points, but he was 1 rebound away from a triple-double. Curry did it all on the floor, grabbing 9 rebounds, dishing out 10 assists, and scoring in key moments. In the third quarter, Curry put up 9 points without a single miss, secured 5 boards, and even hit Hield in stride for an and-one layup that electrified the entire arena. That play extended the Warriors' lead to 26 points, and with that cushion, Curry got some well-deserved rest in the fourth quarter. Head coach Steve Kerr's game plan was another talking point. He opted for a taller, defense-focused starting 5 with Curry, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond Green, Trayce Jackson-Davis. While the starters took a little time to warm up, they locked in defensively in the third quarter, setting a fierce tone on that end of the court. Wiggins was also solid, dropping 20 points and splashing in 4 three-pointers. His early game aggression paid off big time, getting him into a nice offensive rhythm that complemented the team's overall intensity. But let's talk about the bench. The Warriors' second unit was incredible. Kerr's rotation is deep, and it showed. The bench had 4 players in double-digit positive plus-minuses. Brandon Podds at plus 31, Gary Payton II at plus 23, Buddy Hield at plus 20, Looney at plus 13. Podds and Payton made impactful plays, contributing both offensively and defensively to keep Portland on their heels. This second unit depth is going to be a game changer for Golden State all season long, allowing Kerr to keep the energy high without compromising quality. And the new guys, they fit in seamlessly. Alongside Hield, DeAnthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, and Lindy Waters all made solid debuts. Melton brought 10 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals in just 19 minutes, while Waters hit all his shots, scoring 8 points in only 5 minutes on the floor. Anderson did a little bit of everything, pulling down 5 rebounds, dishing out 3 assists, and adding 2 steals. Coach Kerr is clearly thrilled with the team's depth, hinting at a 12-man rotation, which could mean we'll be seeing a lot of different combinations and a fresh approach to matchups. Golden State's shooting efficiency was another highlight. The Warriors ended the night shooting over 51% from the field and dishing out 38 assists. Last season, when they hit at least 50% shooting and recorded 30 or more assists, they went 19-2, a stat that'll be fun to keep an eye on. That unselfish, fluid ball movement has been a hallmark of Kerr's Warriors, and it looks like this year will be no different. One of the most exciting stats of the night, Curry's incredible longevity. He's now in his 16th season with the Warriors, the longest tenure with a single team among active NBA players. He began his season with yet another double-double, marking his 5th on opening night. Curry's experience and leadership were on full display, proving that even with new talent stepping in, he's still the heart and soul of this team. And let's not forget the Warriors' winning streak against Portland. With this latest win, they've now beaten the Trailblazers 7 times in a row and 11 out of their last 12 matchups, including 4 straight victories in Portland. It's a testament to Golden State's consistent dominance over a rival Western Conference team. This victory also solidified Steve Kerr's impressive coaching stats. In season-opening road games, Kerr's now 8-3, second only to Phil Jackson among coaches with 10 or more years in the league. The Warriors have improved their season-opener record under Kerr, which just adds to his impressive legacy with the team. Golden State is no stranger to the road grind, having played their season opener on the road for the 35th time in 79 seasons. Winning 4 of their last 5 season openers away from home speaks to their resilience. This victory on the road is a continuation of last season's road game prowess, with the Warriors winning 18 of their last 22 road matchups. It's clear this team is comfortable playing in hostile environments, and that road confidence could be huge as they chase another championship. By the way, if you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting every day during the season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, the Warriors. Let's talk about their second game. A game versus the Jazz. Once again, the Warriors looked unstoppable. They dominated from start to finish with a final score of 127-86, securing their second road win of the season in thrilling fashion. And they're making history early on, winning their first two games by a combined 77 points. That's the largest margin through two games in NBA history. Their average win margin of 38.5 points is just insane. Let's start with Buddy Hield, who was on absolute fire. He scored 24 of his game-high 27 points in the first half alone. He didn't just lead in points, he hit 6 out of 7 from behind the arc in that half, ending the game with 12 three-pointers across two games. That's an NBA record for the most made threes through two games with a new team. Every time Hield came off the bench, he brought serious energy, and he's already shaping up to be a major offensive force for this Warriors squad. Not only was he hitting shots, but he dished out 6 assists, including a sweet alley-oop to Jonathan Kuminga. Steph Curry kept the momentum going, scoring 13 of his 20 points in the decisive third quarter, where the Warriors pulled away even further. He made 5 field goals in the quarter, with the team shooting over 55% from the field while holding Utah to just 34%. Curry's impact is all over the stat sheet, and thanks to the Warriors' strong lead, he was able to rest the entire fourth quarter. When you've got Curry putting up 20 points in just 27 minutes, you know things are going really well. Trayce Jackson-Davis continued his perfect start to the season, making 11 straight field goals over 2 games. He's been absolutely lights out, shooting 6 for 6 in this game and 5 for 5 in the opener. Jackson-Davis has become a consistent finisher with a couple of alley-oop slams, one assisted by Draymond Green and the other by DeAnthony Melton. His chemistry with Melton has been fantastic, especially considering it started building in preseason. And talk about rebounding. Andrew Wiggins was a beast on the boards, snagging a regular season career high 13 rebounds. 10 of those came in the first half alone, helping him rack up a double-double with 10 points, 5 assists, and 2 blocks. Wiggins' hustle and presence on the glass were huge in setting the tone for this game. He's clearly focused on making a statement early in the season. Let's not overlook the bench. Golden State's reserves scored 80 points, setting an NBA record with 150 points from the bench through the first 2 games. That's just ridiculous depth. They're the first team in NBA history to start a season with back-to-back games of at least 70 bench points. Moses Moody continued his strong start with 12 points off the bench, marking his second straight game in double figures. But then everything changed in Game 3. The Warriors had a tough night in their third game of the season, going up against the Clippers in a close battle that ended with a loss, 112-104. Now, they did have some strong moments, but overall, it was clear the team was struggling, especially when they lost Steph Curry to an ankle injury in the fourth quarter. Even with Andrew Wiggins putting up a fantastic night, the Warriors just couldn't close the gap. Let's dive into what went wrong for Golden State in this one. First off, Andrew Wiggins was absolutely on fire, leading the Warriors with a season-high 29 points. Wiggins was an offensive machine, and he did it efficiently too, shooting 11 for 15 from the field and 5 for 8 from deep. He was everywhere for them, scoring at least 9 points in 3 different quarters. He went perfect in the third quarter, 4 for 4, and even put up 11 points in the fourth, going 4 for 5. His shooting was about as good as it gets. And it's worth mentioning that Wiggins was also tasked with guarding the Clippers' go-to scorer, James Harden. Now, Harden didn't have his best shooting night, hitting only 6 of his 19 shots, but he still found ways to contribute, putting up 23 points and dishing out 11 assists. Despite Wiggins' strong defense, Harden managed to make an impact in other ways, showing how dangerous he can be even when his shot isn't falling. Then, we've got Kevon Looney coming off the bench and playing a pretty impactful game. Looney ended up recording a double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds in just 20 minutes. 5 of those rebounds were on the offensive end, so he was definitely fighting for those second-chance opportunities. Looney's energy around the rim earned him a spot in the closing lineup, which says a lot about his contribution. But even with Looney's hustle, the Warriors just couldn't control the paint. One of the biggest issues in this game was points in the paint. The Clippers scored 58 points down low compared to the Warriors' 38. That's a 20-point difference. When you're losing the battle in the paint by that much, it's tough to keep up, especially in a tight game. The Warriors' interior defense just wasn't where it needed to be, and the Clippers took full advantage, attacking the rim consistently and getting some easy buckets. And then there's the Steph Curry situation. Curry's night got cut short after he rolled his left ankle in the third quarter. Now, he came back to try and play in the fourth, but that same ankle gave him trouble again early in the quarter, forcing him to sit out for the rest of the game. Without Curry's offensive spark in those crucial moments, the Warriors' scoring slowed down just enough for the Clippers to hold on to their lead. It's never a good sign when Curry is dealing with an injury, especially since he's such a focal point of the team's offense. They'll need him healthy if they want to bounce back in their next game. Even though the Warriors were down, they made an impressive push late in the game. Thanks to Wiggins scoring in the fourth, they managed to cut the Clippers' lead down to just 1 point. It looked like they might be able to pull off a comeback, but the Clippers stayed strong and pulled away in the final minutes, sealing the win. It was a tough loss for the Warriors, who had shown so much potential in their first 2 games, but tonight they just didn't have enough to get over the hump. What's really interesting about this loss is that it highlights some areas where the Warriors still need work. They're going to have to figure out how to defend the paint better and how to keep their offense flowing when Curry isn't on the floor. Having Wiggins step up is huge, but they can't rely on one guy to carry the load every night. And with Curry's ankle situation, they'll need other players to step up even more. On a brighter note, Wiggins moving into that primary scoring role with Curry out did show how he can be a real force for the Warriors when he's locked in. His ability to hit shots from outside and attack the basket gave the team a lot of hope during those tense moments. If Wiggins can keep playing at this level and Curry's ankle isn't a long-term issue, there's still a lot to be excited about for Golden State fans. This game also showed how valuable Looney is off the bench. His hustle and rebounding were vital, especially on the offensive end. Getting those second chance points is something the Warriors will need, especially in games where their shooting might not be enough to carry them through. Looney's double-double in just 20 minutes was exactly what the team needed to stay competitive. But let's be real, when a team like the Clippers can dominate the paint the way they did tonight, that's a problem. Golden State's defense has to find a way to keep teams from getting so many easy points inside. It's something they'll need to address as the season goes on if they want to be a top contender. All in all, this game was a wake-up call for the Warriors. The Clippers took advantage of their weaknesses and pushed them hard, and without Curry on the floor, they just didn't have enough firepower to keep up. It's one loss, but it definitely points out some things they'll need to work on moving forward. Golden State's fans will be hoping Curry's ankle isn't too serious and that he'll be back on the court soon. And if Wiggins keeps up this level of play and Looney keeps hustling like he did tonight, the Warriors have a chance to bounce back and keep building on their strong start to the season. This loss stings, but it's still early, and there's plenty of time for the Warriors to fix these issues and get back on track. So that's the 3 games of the season so far for the Warriors. They're currently sitting at 2-1, and the one loss is when Curry got hurt. But let's talk about who's been the guy for the Warriors so far this season, and that's Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield's first 2 games with the Warriors have been insane. He's not just scoring, he's on fire from deep. In only 2 games, Hield has put up 49 points, leading the team and nailed 12 three-pointers, which also tops the roster. And it's not just about the numbers. He's brought insane energy to this squad, right off the bench. Starting this season with Hield in a 6th-man role has given the Warriors the highest scoring bench in NBA history for the first 2 games. 150 bench points. No Warriors reserve has ever started like this. And those 12 threes he's hit in just 2 games, that's a franchise record for any new player. He's making history with this Warriors team from the get-go. Hield came in from the Sixers this offseason, and he's showing exactly why he's the league's top 3-point shooter since the 2020 season. And just last game, he moved to 21st on the NBA's all-time made threes list. It's not just about records for Hield, though. He's found an offensive groove with the Warriors that he hasn't seen since his college days at Oklahoma. Back then, he was leading his team to the Final Four and winning the John R. Wooden Award, so he's no stranger to making big contributions. In Friday's blowout against the Jazz, Hield hit 6 three-pointers in the first half alone, putting up 24 points by halftime. He looked comfortable, completely locked in, and like he was having the time of his life out there. It was his best scoring first half ever, and he's only topped it once in his career when he put up a wild 30 points in the second half against the Celtics in 2019. What's amazing about Hield's start is how well he's fitting into the Warriors' free-flowing offense. Coach Steve Kerr praised him, saying he's not just about shooting. Hield is constantly running hard, setting a tone both offensively and defensively. That kind of energy is contagious and has given the Warriors a new spark. Plus, it's allowed Curry to rest more. For the first time in his career, Curry hasn't played more than 30 minutes in each of the first 2 games of the season. That's all thanks to the impact Hield's making. During preseason, Hield had the team's highest plus-minus at plus 12.2. And now, after 2 games, he's tied with Steph Curry at plus 22.5. He's only behind Brandon Podds' mark, showing just how much Hield contributes every time he's on the floor. Coach Kerr is hyped about Hield's impact, especially the energy he brings both ways down the court. The shooting is massive, sure, but Kerr believes what Hield does goes beyond his offensive stats. The way he sets the tone and keeps the floor spaced has been crucial to how they've played these first 2 games. When Hield's out there, the Warriors can overcome early deficits, come out strong after halftime, and secure these big leads. And it's not just Hield alone. This Warriors team was built with depth in mind, and he's already a huge part of that. His 3-point shooting stretches defenses, his energy picks up the team, and his drive to contribute is clear. Depth is a foundation for this Warriors team, and Hield's already at the forefront. Coming into the season, Hield was all about doing whatever the team needed. He didn't care about being a starter. He just wanted to help this team. With guys like Steph and Draymond, and a coach like Kerr, he's in championship mode. And that's the only place he wants to be. And after these first 2 games, he's more than just helping out. He's leading, pushing the pace, and setting a standard. This kind of start isn't just good, it's historic. Hield's making a statement, and if these first 2 games are any indication, he's just getting started. And I can't lie, it's definitely sad not seeing Curry and Klay out there together anymore. I know we can all agree on that, but Buddy has been great, and I want to talk about why I think Curry and Hield could be such a good duo. First off, they're 2 of the best shooters ever. Buddy Hield has always been known as a lights-out shooter, and from the moment he joined the NBA, he made it clear he's one of the most lethal threats from beyond the arc. Right off the bat, Hield smashed records, setting himself apart as an elite shooter. Early in his career, he broke Damian Lillard's NBA record for the most 3-pointers made in a player's first 3 seasons, finishing with an unreal 699 threes. That's nearly 700 threes in just 3 years, a statement that he's here to dominate from deep. And if you think that's impressive, he's only built on that foundation. Buddy Hield went on to set the franchise record for the most threes in a season for the Sacramento Kings with a jaw-dropping 245 threes. It's no wonder that wherever Hield goes, he brings record-breaking performances with him. Joining the Pacers, he took it to another level by setting the franchise record for most threes in a season for that team too. Hield also has the distinction of recording the quickest 3-pointer made in a game since the NBA started tracking that stat back in 1997. The guy doesn't waste any time. He's locked, loaded, and ready to shoot at any moment, which makes him a nightmare for defenders. Even more impressive is that Buddy Hield became the 2nd fastest player in NBA history to reach 1,500 career 3-pointers. Only one player beat him to that milestone, Steph Curry. That alone speaks volume. Reaching 1,500 threes is an accomplishment, but doing it faster than nearly every player in NBA history, that's a testament to just how deadly Hield is from range. When you're in company with Curry on the all-time list for anything shooting related, you know you're in elite territory. Now, let's talk about Steph Curry, the player who didn't just break shooting records, but completely transformed the game with his shooting. Curry holds the all-time record for the most 3-pointers made in NBA history, with an unbelievable 3,747 threes. And what's mind-blowing is that he achieved this while setting the standard for efficiency and consistency. Curry isn't just the all-time leader in makes, he also leads in attempts with 8,805, but his shooting percentages are what really make him legendary. Curry's career free throw percentage stands at a league-best 91%. That means when it's crunch time and he's at the line, Curry is almost automatic. This precision and poise under pressure have only added to his legacy as a generational shooter. It doesn't stop there. Curry also holds the record for the most games with at least 10 made 3-pointers, with 25 games where he's hit double-digit threes. To put it in perspective, that's 10 threes in one game on 25 different occasions. Just unreal. He even took it a step further by setting the record for the most games with at least 11 made threes, with 13 games to his name. When it comes to deep shooting, Curry's numbers look like video game stats. They're that extraordinary. Now, Curry's impact on the court goes beyond just the shots he takes. It's it's also about the shots he creates. His shooting has an insane gravitational pull on defenses. Teams know he can hit a three from anywhere at any moment, so they constantly double team him, sometimes even triple team him. And this is where the partnership with Buddy Hield comes into play. Curry's presence alone stretches defenses to their limit, which frees up open looks for his teammates. But with Hield out there, who's going to risk leaving him open? Hield's ability to hit threes from deep gives the Warriors a secondary threat that makes them practically unstoppable. Curry has always had an insane streak of consistency as well. He set the record for the most consecutive games with at least one made three-pointer, hitting a three in 268 straight games. And if you count regular season and playoffs combined, he extended that streak to 233 games. That kind of consistency is unheard of, and it shows just how automatic his shooting has been over the years. He knows how to make defenses pay, and he rarely has an off night from deep. And then there are his single season records. In the 2015-16 season, Curry set the NBA record for most three-pointers made in a season with an insane 402 threes. He was hitting nearly 5 threes per game while shooting over 45% from three-point range, and he averaged over 30 points per game. That season was something special. It was the year he redefined what a good shot means in the NBA. Curry also has the record for the most three-pointers made in a month with 96, which he accomplished in April 2021, and he set the record for the most three-pointers made in a week with 36. Now pairing him with Buddy Hield only amplifies this kind of impact. Hield's love for fast, catch-and-shoot threes fits perfectly with the Warriors system. This system is built around movement, quick passes, and creating opportunities for shooters. With Curry drawing defenders out, Hield is going to get open looks, and Hield doesn't need much time to get his shot off. With one of the quickest releases in the game, he's a natural fit next to Curry. The two of them together create a situation where defenses simply can't cover both players effectively. It's going to force opposing teams into situations where they either give Curry or Hield open shots, or risk overextending, leading to easy layups for their teammates. With Curry and Hield both on the floor, the Warriors' spacing is going to be out of this world. Curry's ability to hit from anywhere on the floor, combined with Hield's catch-and-shoot skills, is going to spread defenses to their breaking point. Teams will have to decide whether to double-team Curry and leave Hield open, or try to cover them both and risk giving up points in the paint. No matter what, they'll be putting up points in bunches. Looking at what Curry and Hield have both accomplished individually, it's easy to see why they're a dream duo. Curry has set nearly every three-point record possible, while Hield has made history of his own by becoming one of the quickest to reach 1,500 threes. They're both shooters who don't just make threes, they dominate from behind the arc. With their combined accuracy, range, and quick releases, the Warriors have two of the deadliest shooters ever. This duo is primed to make history, not just by putting up points, but by setting the bar for shooting duos in the NBA for years to come. When you have two players who can stretch the floor like Curry and Hield, you're not just looking at a great pair of shooters. You're looking at a team that can redefine offensive basketball. And with the Warriors' ball movement, fast pace, and constant motion, Curry and Hield are going to be putting on a show every night. They're already known as two of the best shooters ever individually, but together, the league better get ready, because this duo has the potential to be absolutely unstoppable from beyond the arc. But as good as them two have been, the leading scorer for the Warriors so far this season, Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins is already off to a hot start this season. He's leading the team with nearly 20 points a game across their first three. He's showing exactly why he's so important to this Warriors squad. In that last game, scoring 29 points while shooting 11 for 15 from the field. With 5 threes, that's the type of efficiency that'll keep Golden State competitive, especially if Steph Curry's ankle keeps him out for any stretch. Wiggins is, without a doubt, one of the Warriors' most valuable assets, but he's also the second highest paid player on the team. Now, with Klay Thompson gone, they're counting on him more than ever to step up into that scoring role and carry some of the offensive load. This season, Wiggins could really prove himself as a go-to scorer for them. But it's not just about the scoring. Wiggins has a lot of history with this team. Back in the 2022 championship run, he was a crucial piece, both on offense and as one of their top defenders. That was the season he truly found his rhythm, and his defensive intensity was off the charts. But since then, he struggled to maintain that level of production. Last season, his shooting percentages and scoring numbers dipped, leaving many wondering if he could ever regain that championship form. Now, with Curry potentially out for a bit, Wiggins has the perfect chance to show he's ready to lead the team. So where did he come from? Well, let's take a quick step back and look at the journey Wiggins has been on. He was the first overall pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he was quickly traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves in a deal involving Cleveland's first-round pick. He spent 6 solid seasons with Minnesota, putting up strong numbers, averaging nearly 20 points per game, 4 rebounds, and a couple of assists. Then, in 2017, he took a leap, averaging almost 24 points, showing he could be a top scorer in this league. In the 2020 season, Wiggins' time in Minnesota came to an end, and he was traded to Golden State. And boy, did he deliver for the Warriors. In his last 42 games with the Timberwolves, Wiggins averaged over 22 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 4 assists. This type of production laid the groundwork for what he'd bring to Golden State. He became an all-star for the first time and helped the Warriors win a championship. The Warriors rewarded him with a big contract extension, 4 years worth $109 million, and it seemed like everything was on track for him to be a core piece of their next run. But then came the drop-off last season. His three-point shooting slipped from almost 40% to 35%, and his scoring dropped from 17 points to around 13. For a player of Wiggins' caliber and salary, that's a massive hit, especially in a team like Golden State, where every piece of the roster matters. Wiggins has 3 years left on his contract, with a player option in that final year. This means the Warriors are relying on him to deliver, both for their success now and for flexibility in building future rosters. If he bounces back, that contract will be worth every dollar. But if he can't regain his form, it could limit what they can do in trades and free agency. In short, Wiggins' season could make or break the Warriors' ability to stay competitive. What makes Wiggins so special? When he's on his game, Wiggins is a powerful two-way player, one of the best defensive wings in the league. He can lock down the top players from opposing teams, disrupt offenses, and then turn around and capitalize on fast breaks. That's the type of player you need in the Western Conference, where every team is loaded with talent. But when Wiggins is off, his offense becomes restricted, and his role in the lineup becomes harder to manage. It forces Steve Kerr into tough decisions about rotations and makes the Warriors' game plan less effective overall. Golden State can't afford another inconsistent season from him, especially in a conference this competitive. They need their veterans to contribute steadily, and Wiggins is at the top of that list. This season is absolutely pivotal for Wiggins in the Bay Area. He needs to show he's still got what it takes to be a top player and a difference maker. But here's the exciting part. Wiggins has the potential to be that guy. Look at his first 3 games. He's already led the team in scoring and looks sharp from beyond the arc, shooting an incredible 58% on threes. He's also been active defensively, showing flashes of that championship-level energy. If he keeps this up, he could absolutely become their go-to scorer, especially if Curry needs to rest his ankle. Wiggins has been through ups and downs, from being a #1 draft pick to struggling to find his place in the league, to becoming a champion with the Warriors. Now, he has a chance to define his legacy with this team. Can he help them stay in the playoff race? Can he lead them through stretches without Curry? These are the questions everyone is asking. And right now, Wiggins has the answer in his hands. In this fast-paced, free-flowing Warriors offense, Wiggins has more opportunities than he's ever had. And with that comes responsibility. He's shown he's willing to put in the work, to grind it out on both ends of the court. As long as he brings that mindset every game, he can make a massive impact. If he taps into his full potential, the Warriors might just have a chance to stay in the hunt for the playoffs, and maybe more. This season is going to be intense for Wiggins, but he started off with a bang. Watching him shoot with confidence, drive to the rim, and play with energy, it's what the Warriors need right now. I think for the Warriors to take a huge leap this season, though, Draymond will need to step up a little. And when I say this, I mean in the playmaking aspect. Right now, he's only averaging 3 assists per game in 22 minutes. I'm not even asking Draymond to score the ball at all. Just set up Curry, Wiggs, and Buddy. Draymond's one of the best passers ever. His stats alone tell the story of his playmaking skills. With a whopping 4,572 career assists, Draymond ranks 88th in NBA history. Sure, that might not be at the very top, but the names surrounding him on the list prove he's in elite company. He's 27 assists, ahead of Jamal Crawford, a guy known for his scoring and creativity, and only 17 behind Jeff Teague. This level of passing power doesn't just come from piling up stats. It's from years of high basketball IQ and knowing how to read the game better than almost anyone on the floor. Now, let's talk about what makes Draymond's passing so valuable to this Warriors squad. One of the biggest reasons his assist numbers are so impactful is his efficiency. Draymond isn't just making passes, he's making smart passes that cut down on turnovers, helping his team keep possessions alive. That efficiency is pure gold, especially when you've got Curry and Hield on your team who can turn any good look into points. Draymond's ability to pass without risking too many turnovers means that he's not just adding to the scoreboard, but also maintaining control, keeping the ball safe and preventing those costly errors that can flip a game's momentum. Then there's Draymond's vision and court awareness, two skills that go hand in hand. Draymond has an almost uncanny ability to see the court and anticipate where his teammates are going to be, even before they get there. It's that vision that allows him to recognize when Curry or Hield is about to break free from their defenders, setting up perfect opportunities for them to score. And with Hield's quick release and Curry's limitless range, getting them the ball just a split second earlier can be the difference between an open shot and a contested one. This ability to recognize open teammates is where Draymond truly shines. Some players can pass well, but Draymond has that rare instinct that allows him to find shooters, even under pressure. He's able to pull defenders in with the threat of his own drive or fake, and just when they collapse on him, he dishes out a pass that leaves Curry or Hield wide open on the perimeter. It's almost like he's got a sixth sense for knowing exactly where to send the ball for the best possible shot. Draymond's experience and his basketball IQ make his passing even deadlier. He's been through it all: 4 rings, 6 finals appearances, and countless playoff games. You don't stay on the floor for a championship team playing 30-plus minutes a night without being a serious threat. His time on the court has given him the chance to fine-tune his understanding of how Curry moves off the ball or where Hield likes to catch it for a shot. This isn't just a new partnership. It's Draymond at the height of his game, understanding the ins and outs of how his teammates play and putting that knowledge to work every night. When Curry and Hield are both on the floor, Draymond's passing takes on even more importance. Both of these guys are perimeter threats, which means defenses are stretched thin trying to cover them. Draymond knows exactly how to exploit that space, drawing defenders into the paint before kicking the ball out to an open shooter. If the defense collapses on Curry, Draymond can instantly switch his focus and find Hield in the corner. And if they close in on Hield, Curry's probably got a clear look coming his way. It's like a chess game, and Draymond's the one moving the pieces to set up checkmate. Plus, let's not forget about how fast Draymond can make these reads. Basketball is a game of quick decisions, and Draymond's speed in processing what's happening on the court is insane. The moment he gets the ball, he's already scanning to see who's open. And with shooters like Curry and Hield, every split second counts. That quick recognition and fast delivery are what let him deliver the ball right when his teammates need it, keeping the defense from having time to react. Another huge factor is Draymond's reputation as a versatile playmaker. Opposing teams know that Draymond can make those killer passes, which forces defenders to split their focus between covering the shooters and keeping an eye on Draymond. This extra pressure can lead to lapses in coverage, which Draymond is all too happy to exploit. It's a tough choice for defenders. Either they play tight on Curry and Hield and risk Draymond finding an easy path to the basket, or they give up some space to his teammates and risk a wide open 3. With Draymond's chemistry with Curry, the Warriors have something special. Draymond knows exactly how Curry operates, from his off-ball movement to his spot-up shooting. They've played together for years, and that experience means Draymond doesn't even have to think about where Curry's going to be. He just knows. And with Hield in the mix, Draymond's got an additional weapon to deploy. Whether it's a handoff, a pick and roll, or just a quick dish to the corner, Draymond's got the tools to set up both of these shooters perfectly. The defensive rotations Draymond's passing creates are a huge advantage too. When he's on the floor, defenders have to account for him as a passer, which means they're moving and adjusting constantly. That opens up so many scoring lanes for Curry and Hield. Think about it. The more defenders are forced to rotate, the more likely they are to slip up. And with shooters as deadly as Curry and Hield, any small mistake can turn into points on the board. One thing that sets Draymond apart is his ability to fake out defenders with his passing. He's not just a stationary passer. He'll use body language, eye fakes, and even pump fakes to mislead the defense before dishing it out. This level of deception is perfect for freeing up Curry and Hield. Defenders can't just watch Draymond's hands. They have to read his whole body to try and guess what he's going to do next. And even then, he's often a step ahead, setting up those backdoor cuts. or open looks from deep. In transition, Draymond is an absolute menace. He's not the fastest player on the floor, but he knows how to get the ball up the court quickly and efficiently. And when you got Curry or Hield running with you, that fast break becomes terrifying for any opponent. Draymond can grab a rebound, push the ball down the floor, and find one of his shooters sprinting to the corner. With that kind of weaponry at his disposal, the Warriors' transition game is practically unstoppable. To put it simply, Draymond's playmaking is the secret sauce that makes Curry and Hield's shooting even deadlier. His passing isn't just about getting assists, it's about creating a system where Curry and Hield can thrive without having to work too hard to get open. He's orchestrating the offense in a way that allows his teammates to do what they do best. And in this case, that's knocking down shot after shot. Draymond's also one of those rare players who can elevate his teammates' confidence through his passing. When Curry or Hield know that Draymond's looking for them, they're more likely to move without the ball and position themselves for open looks. It's almost like Draymond's passing turns his teammates into better versions of themselves, knowing that they're going to get quality shots because of his playmaking. Draymond Green's passing isn't just a tool for racking up assists, it's the foundation for a Warriors offense that can light up any opponent. With Curry and Hield ready to capitalize on his vision and skill, Draymond's impact on the court is going to be massive. His efficiency, awareness, and chemistry with Curry, now extended to Hield, make him the perfect player to anchor this offense, setting up the best shooters in the game to do what they do best. When Draymond's dishing out those pinpoint passes, Curry and Hield are practically unguardable, and that's what makes this Warriors team so exciting to watch. Overall, though, if the Golden State Warriors can keep their stars rolling, they could be a force this season. With Steph Curry on the floor, they're always in the conversation for a deep playoff run. He brings that undeniable energy and skill that can change the game in an instant. Just imagine if Buddy Hield keeps up his hot shooting. He's been lights out, providing that extra scoring punch they need. Curry, when healthy, draws so much attention from defenses. That opens up the floor for guys like Hield to thrive. If they can develop that chemistry quickly, defenses are going to have a tough time keeping up. Add in the rest of their roster, and this team has all the pieces for a successful run. They're looking to bounce back after some ups and downs, and I really believe they have the potential to make some noise this season. With Curry orchestrating the offense and Hield lighting it up from beyond the arc, the Warriors could be one of the most exciting teams to watch. It's going to be a fun ride. Let's see how it all plays out. If you enjoyed this, I'll be posting every day during the season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.